In Grid Legends, you'll be playing the role of the unnamed and unvoiced driver 22 inches racing in the Grid World Series. That forms the basis for the story mode. But you'll also be driver 22 in every other mode, reflecting the fact that Legends supports up to 22 cars on track at once. The cars in the preview run from relatively slow Ginetta GT5 and Renault Clio Cup cars up to the Aston Martin Valkyrie and Lotus Evija, with electric cars making their series debut in Legends. There's also a quasi-Formula E car in the mix. In addition to London and Moscow circuits, the preview also introduces the new-to-series Strada Alpina track, which is just as the name suggests, quite literally a street circuit in the Alps. It will launch with the largest number of circuits for a grid game, somewhat addressing our criticism of the 2019 title. By and large, the tracks are really rather pretty from what we've seen so far. The night racing, and there is adjustable time and weather for all circuits, doesn't quite show it off at its best. But otherwise they come across as pretty vibrant places. They're certainly packed with detail, crowds, and dynamic elements such as camera flashes, confetti, and fireworks. While most of these were great fun, some of the other events, such as the multi-class races, did not work as well. They often felt unfair and poorly balanced. But this is something I hope Codemasters will fix ahead of the game's launch in February. On top of that, the game asks you to pay for your vehicle's repairs with your in-game earnings in the career mode, which bewildered me considering the player count has been up to 22 and the game is focused on tight-knit pack racing. Scrapes and scratches are unavoidable, and it also feels like you can flip far too easily right now. All of that meant that I was finishing each race having to pay 75% minus 80% of the money earned during that race for vehicle repairs, which I imagine will cause some progression issues. Graphics were also criticized with the previous entry, and while there's some clear improvement from the get-go with what is, again, a preview build, it seems like there's still some good room for even more polished visuals before and beyond release. The performance is quite good. We played on a beastly RTX 3080 powered Omen 30L. And the new lighting engine paints a more modern result on screen, more so now that there's additional weather variants, but at the same time some textures, car models, and effects look pretty basic. Especially for a closed world game. For example, it can get really blurry when looking through the windshield. There's a lack of sense of speed in some cameras. And the twitchy movement of the cars in chase camera does not help. There's also going to be 22 different tracks at launch, with new locations in London, Moscow. Incidentally, this will be the longest street track ever to grace a grid title. And the fictional Strada Alpina track, which aims to emulate a Le Mans type of layout. These tracks can also be covered in a chilly layer of snow. Another new addition to the franchise, which is sure to cause some problems, especially with the higher-powered cars. Codemasters will develop on everything we've seen and heard so far with a promised slew of post-launch content and, thankfully, an explicit lack of microtransactions or battle passes. With what seems like an increase in production values, particularly in the campaign, thanks to the new ownership by EA. It's especially great to see they are going down the path of fleecing people for every single aspect of the game, or at least that's the promise. Thanks for watching this video. If you have an opinion in this regard, leave us a comment, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to click the like button. To be informed about the new videos of the channel, subscribe to the channel and activate the ringtone to be informed about the new videos of our channel and come to watch them.